The NBA is a competitive league. Needless to say, the players in the league are in constant competition with each other over more points, championships, and better stats. But that doesn't mean that they can't appreciate each other for their skills, at least that's what Steph Curry believes. So in today's video, we'll talk about Steph Curry praising LeBron James and revealing that he has a jersey signed by the superstar himself. First off, all about Steph praising LeBron James. From a spectator's perspective, there's constant competition on the court to be the best, ruthless competition at that. People believe the league to be an extremely competitive environment where every player just wants to see himself rise above the others, and while that's true, the on-court rivalry doesn't mean that the athletes can't praise each other for their skills off it. Having said that, the tussle between the Golden State Warriors Steph Curry and the Los Angeles Lakers LeBron James is no secret. They have been going toe-to-toe against each other for many years now, and both of them have stolen the NBA championship right from under the other. Nevertheless, Steph praised the superstar and his fiercest rival in the game. Steph appeared on the Old Man and the Three podcast as former NBA player JJ Redick's guest and hurled praises at the 37-year-old. Steph, who's a superstar himself, was asked of what he thought about James. The Golden State Maestro stated that the King, referring to James, and Kyrie Irving produced some of the craziest things he had seen in his entire career during their 2016 NBA championship final matches. Up next, Steph was impressed by LeBron and Kyrie. LeBron-headed Cleveland Cavaliers came across Steph-headed Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals back in 2016. It was an interesting matchup because the Golden State was the defending champion and Cleveland had never won one in its franchise history. The Warriors managed to establish a lead in the series with a 3-1 score, and it felt that things were shifting in their favor. However, King James had other plans. He, along with Kyrie Irving, managed to stage a comeback in the next games. The Cavaliers ended up making history by becoming the first team to win an NBA championship coming from behind off a 3-1 score. And as per Curry, the credit for this seemingly impossible feat went to James and Kyrie. Steph stated that seeing the score to be at 3-1, they walked into the next game with a winner's mindset. The Maestro clarified that although Draymond's suspension back then was a little distraction, however, they were still sure of their victory because of the whole defending champions with back-to-back championships vibe. The three-pointer specialist then added that the whole thing went south for them afterward. He believed that he had never seen two guys play that well for 3 games straight in his career. Sure, an off-chart performance in 1 or maybe 2 games is still understandable, but such athleticism for 3 straight games, that too in an NBA final, was unprecedented. The 34-year-old admitted that although the Warriors played well, the Cavaliers played better. Moving on, Curry believed he should have done better. Besides getting showered with the title of the King and all of that other praise, LeBron got a special token of appreciation from Steph. The 34-year-old admitted openly that it was hard for him to be in a position during those games where they couldn't do anything about their opponents. And this is where the utmost level of respect lies, in acknowledging that despite one's best, their rival managed to outdo them. However, Curry noted that the Kevin Love possession was the one play he believed could have been improved. He recalled that there was much more time remaining on the clock than he had anticipated. He got caught up in returning Kyrie's three-pointer on him and forced a shot. Needless to say, the Warriors lost their momentum and the Cavaliers won the championship playing in Los Angeles. Towards the end, Curry acknowledged that the Cavaliers undoubtedly outplayed them, and that too for 3 straight games. The superstar believed that one should be capable of complimenting the competition where it was due. Up next, this isn't the only time he's praised LeBron. Curry is an absolute gem of a player, not because he praised his strongest rival in the league, but because this wasn't the first time that he did it. The 34-year-old has praised his superstar rival on multiple other occasions. Just last year, Curry praised the 37-year-old for his athleticism, which he believed to be something else considering his years in the league. He acknowledged all the hard work James put in consistently for around 2 decades to establish himself as a dominating force inside the court. While discussing the forward's ability to extend his prime, the Warrior superstar added that James set the standard for one's prime. He added that James, in his 18 years in the league, had been to 9 straight finals, and that fact alone spoke volumes about what he had managed to achieve in his career. Moving on, the feeling's mutual. It's not that Steph is the only one hurling out praises at LeBron, rather the feelings are mutual. LeBron, like many other basketball players, took to social media after Curry came out to be the dominating force against the Boston Celtics just earlier this season. Steph dropped 43 points during the Warriors game 4 against the Celtics. Moreover, the three-pointer Maestro also complimented his double-digit points with 10 rebounds and 5 assists. And Embiid, McCollum, and James took to their official Twitter handle to shower Steph's performance with ovations. Steph took note of praise from his peers and stated that respect and praise from one's colleagues and guys who have been on the same stage as oneself meant the world to any player in the league, including him. Now let's talk about Steph revealing that he has a signed LeBron James jersey. First off, Steph admitted to having a James signed jersey. For the world, Steph and LeBron are arch rivals who came across each other at the NBA, more often than not in the finals where Curry got the best of James thrice. However, it is rare knowledge that the two superstars had their first interaction way before they became rivals in the league. Steph recently narrated the story of their first interaction on the same podcast that he praised LeBron on. He stated that the two met each other when he was still in college. The 34-year-old admitted that LeBron also signed a jersey for him that he still has in his old room at his dad's house. Moving on, all about their interaction. Steph told JJ that during his collegiate years of play, someone let out a rumor that LeBron was coming to their match. LeBron was in his 4th year of the NBA, so naturally Steph thought it was all a sham. However, when the team reached Ford Field, there he was along with 5 or 6 other players. Steph recalled that he just sat on the courtside and cheered them up like a fan. Steph also added that he had no idea back then that they would play against each other just 6 years later in a championship match. Talk about snatching that championship ring from him thrice. As exciting and unreal as James's appearance that night was, he made another appearance at one of his games in Charlotte the next year. Not only did he come, but he signed a jersey for the young Steph and also gave him shoes after the game. Steph revealed on the podcast that it was a wild feeling for him, and why not? It was LeBron James, and he had already made it clear to the whole league that he was there to stay. Lastly, Steph's feelings on getting the jersey. At the time, Steph had no idea that he would make it big in the NBA, so naturally it was a big moment for him and he was over the moon. Having said that, hearing Steph narrate this story made it obvious that he was still proud of that possession of his despite being a big shot in the league. His feelings towards LeBron and that jersey are proof of his humility as a player and character. Steph revealed to JJ that he still had that jersey in his dad's house in North Carolina. It was still hung on the wall of his room. Steph recalled that it read something like, "The greatest shooter in North Carolina." In a nutshell, this is just one story with James and Steph in it, and it's not like Steph isn't on the receiving end of the same admiration now. He's known to sign jerseys for his overjoyed fans too. But the NBA has many stories like this because it's all a cycle. Every new player in the NBA looks up to a veteran in the league growing up. Steph looked up to James, who then looked up to Kobe, and the Mamba looked up to Jordan. It's at that collision between them when the baton is passed. But that is a wrap for this video, my friends. What are your thoughts on Steph Curry showering LeBron James with heaps of praise and LeBron signing his jersey? Please let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.